Hi everyone, it's Dan with you again from the Park District. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to show you just a little bit of a closer view of some of these dragonflies. I brought some specimens here with me. I got a couple of live things here too. Let's get started. So here's a dragonfly actually that we looked at today. If you saw my earlier video, this is widow skimmer. And look at this guy's eyes. So they meet at the top of his head and basically encompass the whole head almost, like a helmet of just pure eye. And if you look at those facets in there, there's thousands of them, 30,000 per eye, which is incredible. So dragonflies have incredible sense of vision. They're about 80% of their brain is devoted to sight. So most of the dragonflies' sort of superpower is in how it sees. So they've got these really great wings. Let's take a look at them. Their wings are veined almost like a stained glass window. Some of them have different colors and patterns on here. This widow skimmer has sort of a powdery blue, which you can't see because of the white background, and the real dark center of the wing. These wings are cool too because they connect directly to the muscles in the thorax to be able to move independently of each other. So it's different than how some other insects fly. Dragonflies really have mastered the skies. They can fly forward, backwards, up, down, stop on a dime, turn around, turn upside down. Whatever they want to do in the air, a dragonfly can do it. We'll look at the underside of this dragonfly here. This is how we know it's a male, because under that second segment there's parts. But the terminal segment is usually where, well, that's where all the business starts anyway. And the females use the terminal segment to lay their eggs. And the males actually use this little damaged clasper to hold on to the female in flight. So sometimes you'll see two dragonflies flying together. That's called in tandem. They're getting ready to or have just mated, and the male is likely taking her to a good place to lay her eggs, protecting her from other males that would love to spend time with her as well. Here's another specimen that I have. Just look at those eyes. Boy, they're incredible. He's got a little furry face too. There's lots of different types of dragonflies out there, and you can learn them. And they're not too many to be overwhelming, but definitely enough to keep you busy. So one of the cool things about the dragonfly group is that it's not just dragonflies, there's damselflies as well. They're both member of the order Odonata, dragonflies and damselflies. Damselflies, which I brought actually a live specimen. I caught them in my little bug catcher here. I hope you've been using yours from your camp kit. I put it in a little smaller box so perhaps we can see her, just to see him just a little bit better. So here's our damselfly. Here's our damselfly. He doesn't like to be in this little case here. But if you'll notice, he's got the same basic body structure as a dragonfly. It's got the head, a big thorax, a long, slender abdomen, great big eyes, 4 wings. Their eyes, the eyes of a damselfly, by the way, are always separated, as opposed to the dragonfly, which usually meet in the middle. Damselfly eyes are always sort of almost like a hammerhead, kind of stalked out there. Oh look, there's a little antenna. Isn't that cute? Dragonflies have this same sort of really small antenna. They have the wings that function independently, same as dragonflies. Well, they're generally smaller, definitely more slender, perhaps daintier than dragonflies. Don't let that fool you. These guys are fearsome predators as well. They'll take just about anything smaller than them, which is the same for dragonflies. So truly kings of the wetland. And I say king of wetlands because the baby dragonflies and damselflies grow up in the water. So the adult will lay their eggs in the water or in plant material along the water's edge, and the nymphs will begin to grow in the water. And they'll molt several times as they grow bigger and bigger, and then they'll emerge from the water and shed their skin one last time, and they show up with wings. They look they look pretty different than when they started. But this is a really, really cool thing, and I found a couple of them for you. So here is a dragonfly larva, and I was really excited. Dragonfly larvae definitely look different than an adult dragonfly, but they do a lot of really cool things, kind of counter to the adult dragonfly. These guys are masters of underwater. They breathe through a hole in their abdomen, basically their butt. They suck water in. That's where the gas exchange, oxygen, carbon dioxide happens. But also they can propel the water out and use it like a little jet ski, butt propulsion, I like to call it. But these guys are really cool, and my favorite thing to do with dragonfly larvae is feed them. So a lot of times it depends on how hungry they are. But I've put in this container here, I've put mosquito larvae, 2 of them. One's a lot bigger. The cool thing that dragonfly larvae and damselfly larvae as well, the cool thing that they do is they have this giant lower lip that's able to reach out and grab food and bring it back to their mouth. So it's pretty fun to watch. We'll see if this dragonfly's calm enough. It might not end up doing it, but that's okay. Boom! Look at that. So that lower lip flashes out, and now he's got him, and he's devouring him right now. So you can see the end of the mosquito wiggling just a little bit as he's chewing him. Can you see that bottom lip there? It's kind of coming in and out and pulling the animal back in towards the mouth. So he'll spend a little time eating that. That's pretty fun. I'm going to bring in our damselfly before we end here, just to show us that the larva of the damselfly is pretty cool too. Different, though, than the larva of the dragon. So here's the damselfly larva. You can see the eyes, and here's the legs. This is the body, a lot more slender, long, elongated than the dragonfly. The cool thing, the cool difference, I think, between dragon and damselfly larvae is the way they breathe. There's 3 separate sort of fans coming out of the tail. So instead of sucking water into their abdomen like a dragonfly does, they use these 3 fans. They're basically gills. They're doing gas exchange with those sort of tails, those 3 tails on a damselfly larva. If I find a little mosquito, maybe he'll eat too. Ha! She caught one while she was upside down. So dragonflies, mosquito killers for sure. But what really, really cool animals who live such an interesting life under the water and in the skies. What a cool animal. So thanks for joining me. And don't forget, you can see these guys too if you just get outside.